Welcome back to another edition of Coach's Corner brought to you by That's Cafe. I'm your host, Katelyn Grisillo, and joining us today from the volleyball team is head coach Glenn Cox. Thank you for joining us today, Coach.
Thank you for having me.
So first of all, let's talk about last week. What were your thoughts on each of your three opponents?
Had just a solid weekend of good region play. We started out with Lincoln Memorial, had really tight games with them every game. Really showed consistency this weekend. Came back, from a large deficit, put together a nice run, finished the game. Were able to sweep them 3-0. Tusculum went, they beat Armstrong in 5 that same time on Friday night, and we knew we'd have our hands full with a solid team on Saturday against Tusculum, and we came out and just clicked and played a little bit cleaner, and were able to handle them 3-0. And then Brevard as a team, I think they're going Division III after this year. They weren't as challenging as the first two teams, but still just 3 good region wins, 3-0 sweeps. That's a great start. So.
Were you surprised at all by those 3 straight sweeps?
I was surprised to sweep people 3-0. Just first weekend, you usually have just those nerves of getting on the court for the first time against a new opponent, and I figured that we might be a little nervy and possibly give up a game, and we tried to at one point, but we were able to steady out and play clean enough and put together a run to just surprisingly clean for the first weekend, and that is just a great thing to have happen, is to have us playing clean volleyball early, because that usually just doesn't happen till mid-October before you really start seeing your team really click. But saw some good things, and a lot of people contributed, had a great weekend. We played every player on our roster this weekend. So.
Okay, specifically, could you talk to us a little bit about Julia Forster and Alicia Hines and how they performed last week?
Yeah, did super. Julia has been stepping it up in practice offensively. We've been working on some arm swing things with her and getting her to be the threat that we think she can be. And she just had a super week in practice and has been battling it out with Sean Hodson from a hitting standpoint in the front row, and Taylor as well. And she's just she had a super weekend. Just did a super job, played great. Alicia Hines, since last spring has just become a beast. She really rocked it out this weekend. Her blocking footwork's improved so much, and she's just, she's probably the most vocal. She's kind of like a vocal leader on the floor. When Alicia comes on the floor, you know it. It's fun to hear, and it's good to see her clicking, timing working out great with the setters, with all the setters, and just doing a good job. So. Can't complain.
And what about Ashley Lynn? Can you talk to us a little bit about her?
Yeah, Ashley is just, she's a beast. We've had her sitting on the bench for so long, and she's had battled injuries, shoulder issues her freshman year, had to have surgery the next year, and but now she's back and feeling good, and and clearly, she's leading the conference in hitting percentage right now, I believe. She had a pretty good weekend overall. Does a super job blocking. And she's an offensive threat from anywhere on the court. She could play any position. We're just using her in the middle right now.
Definitely. So you had 3 players that earned their first collegiate experience time playing. What were your thoughts on their performances individually?
Their first collegiate with the 2 freshmen, and who was the other one?
And I guess Ashley Lynn coming back.
I think Ashley's played before.
Oh, okay.
She's been on the floor before, but not a lot.
Right.
But the 2 freshmen coming out, they did a super job as well. They got in and got some good quality playing time. Got some of the nerves off. I think I picked on Chelsea. I think her first thing she did when she got on the court was she went out and she missed a serve. But
it happens.
It's one of those memories. That first time you get out there. But overall, that didn't tarnish her day at all. She did a super job setting when we had her in the lineup. And our lineups really just kind of depend on what we're going to do. If we run 5-1, all those setters are battling it out. And we ran Emily kind of just barely inched out what we thought starting wise for the weekend, and did a super job, and went back and but all the freshmen did a super job playing.
Good.
Cannot complain of anybody. Everybody played great this weekend. So
it's good to hear. How about your defensive specialists? What are your thoughts on them and their performances?
Oh, just they did a super job. I mean, Monica is super solid in serve receive. Really, was passing like a 2.4 in preseason, which is really good. It's exceptional passing. But the other two players, with Katie and Danielle, they're both defensively. I mean, they're all. Those are the three tightest positions on our court as far as who's playing better than the other one, and it's quite a battle. Katie saw some time as a libero jersey this weekend as well. She was on pace to, she had a ton of digs in the Brevard match. She really just was gobbling up everything. Danielle got in. She was had a little illness this weekend, but still got in and got some playing time and did a good job when she was playing as well. They're all just, we really have three of the best defensive players in the whole league. I just wish we had unlimited subs so I could use them all.
That'd be a coach's dream.
Oh, it is. And that's the hardest thing is you have somebody that could be helping you on the floor, but your lineup with a sub situation, they can only sub for one person and come in and out for them, and then you only have 15 subs for the whole game. Mm-hmm. So you have to really, really be mindful of how many people you sub, because if you're going to sub them back out, you've doubled that amount of subs. Mm-hmm. So it's, there's a little science to it.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Now, in the region, there were a few upsets, but overall some great matchups. Mm-hmm. Was there any match that stood out the most to you?
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, the Georgia College beating Wingate this past weekend. I mean, Wingate's the team that won our region. Georgia College, they haven't even made our conference tournament yet. They haven't even made the top 8 in our conference yet. Mm-hmm. And for a team that finished like 9th or 10th in our league to upset the number 1 team, a team that made the Elite 8 last year, that means our conference is going to be a handful this year. Mm-hmm. But it's good for our conference. Just a great win for Georgia College. That was a real surprise to see that. I'm happy for them. I'm glad. Mm-hmm. I've been trying to beat Wingate for years and haven't been able to do it. So, they're a very solid team. But they're like a lot of people in our league. Some of the really solid teams from year to year, when they graduate a large group of seniors, it takes a year or two to build back up. And I think we may see a year where some of those traditionally super strong teams graduated some people and may not be as good as they were this past year. Mm-hmm. I hope that's the case, because we are clicking on all cylinders and looking great, and we could put ourselves in a really nice position.
Well, starting this weekend, you'll have the opportunity to do that at home. Mm-hmm. We'll be playing 2 teams from Florida.
Yes.
What will you need to do to beat them?
Play exceptionally well. We're playing 2 fully funded, might as well call them overfunded, volleyball teams compared to us. Just a really super athletic programs at Palm Beach and Nova. I know both the coaching staffs there. They do a super job recruiting. Have quality teams, and they compete in one of the toughest conferences in the country. Mm-hmm. Palm Beach just upset the number 2 team in the country. That beat Concordia St. Paul, who is traditionally known to dominate Division II volleyballs, won multiple back-to-back national championships. Mm-hmm. So, they'll be coming off of that win, coming into our tournament, and they'll be the first highly ranked, nationally ranked opponent that we play this year. And we'll have our hands full, but we can click on all cylinders. We can play with anybody. So I'm looking forward to going out there and giving them a run.
Definitely.
So it'll show us where we are. If we get a win, we'll know we're in really good shape. Mm-hmm. If we come out of it and they do play cleaner than us, then it'll point out some of our weaknesses and some things we need to do. And I'm looking forward to it. Just getting to play at home, and our home tournament always is a fun weekend.
Absolutely. So you'll also play 2 region opponents in Belmont Abbey and King. Mm-hmm. What are your thoughts on that contributing to your regional rankings?
They all help. The more region games we can play, the better. And we'll get in a lot of them this year. With those, and then we're doing our crossover tournament in October. We're looking forward to it. Should be fun.
In your opinion, who is flying under the radar for this weekend's match? Sticks out to you?
Was this weekend in our tournament? Mm-hmm. Flying under the radar? I don't know. It's a tough
Any
question.
individual player that could stick out
Oh,
for
a
us?
player? I thought you were asking team.
Oh, no.
No. Okay.
Out of our
individual
squad.
player. Well, I mean, honestly, like Ashley Lind is, already had a coach in our league call me and was asking for some information, some scouting information, and they were like, "Who's this Ashley Lind person I see on your roster finally playing?" I thought she was hurt. I go, "Well, she's not hurt now." She says, "No, she had pretty good numbers."
Secret weapon.
Yeah, so I mean, a lot of people haven't seen her, but we all get video on each other, and we'll get to see what we've got. But it's frustrating when you watch a team and you see a player that you realize, wow, no matter what we do, this kid's going to be hard to stop.
Right.
We can only hope to contain her. You watch some players and you go, yeah, we can stop that. But then you have a few players that you see in the league and you're just going, we'll just try to contain them because she's going to be tough to stop.
It's good to have that on our side,
It
definitely.
is very good to have it on our side of the net. We have a few players like that, so it's a good place to be. The roster's healthy, feeling good, and we're going to work hard this week and get ready for the weekend.
Good. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Coach. We definitely wish you the best of luck this weekend.
All right. Thank you.
And, of course, we encourage all student athletes, faculty, and Pacer fans to come out this weekend to the U.S. Aiken Invitational to support our volleyball team. That wraps up another edition of Coach's Corner brought to you by Fats Cafe with Coach Glenn Cox. I'm your host, Katelyn Grisillo. Thank you for watching.